Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a review of subtracting fractions with unlike denominators using the butterfly method. 7/8 minus 1/12 is our first example problem, and I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So step 1, when we're dealing with fractions that have different denominators, our first step is we have to multiply our two separate denominators to get a common denominator. So we're going to start out by multiplying 8 times 12. 8 times 12 is 96. So 96 is our common denominator. Next, we have to multiply each numerator by the opposite denominator. So we're going to multiply 7 times 12, and we're going to multiply 8 times 1. 7 times 12 equals 84. 8 times 1 equals 8. So this is the same method for adding fractions with unlike denominators. Only difference is instead of adding the numerators, we subtract them. So we have 84/96 minus 8/96. So 84 minus 8 equals 76. So we have our answer, 7/8 minus 1/12 equals 76/96. Now this fraction can be reduced on the fractions not in lowest terms, but if you look on my lives page, I do have another live stream on reducing fractions to lowest terms, and I prefer to keep the reducing fractions to lowest terms. I prefer to make that its own live stream. Don't want to overburden you with too much information all at once. So if you want to know how to reduce fractions to lowest terms, go to my lives page and there is another video on that. But for this video, 76/96, we're going to leave that as our final answer, even though it could be reduced. Alright, next example problem. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. It's the Mr. C. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. Shout out to Mr. C. Alright, next example, we have 3/4 minus 2/5. So step 1, we have to find a common denominator, and we can do that by multiplying our two separate denominators. 4 times 5 equals 20. So 20 is our common denominator. Next, we cross multiply. We are multiplying our numerator times the opposite denominator. So 3 times 5 equals 15. Four times 2 equals 8. So we have 15/20 minus 8/20. So 15 minus 8 equals 7. So we have our final answer here. 3/4 minus 2/5 equals 7/20. Shout out to everybody tuning in, and shout out to everybody that came in and hit the like button. I appreciate you. Alright, moving on to example number 3. Is the Mr. Camilleri show. It's the Mr. C. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. Shout out to Mr. C. Alright, we got 1/2 minus 1/6. So step 1, we got to multiply our two separate denominators to get a common denominator. 2 times 6 equals 12. Next, we cross multiply. We have to multiply each numerator times the opposite denominator. So we multiply 1 times 6, and we're going to multiply 2 times 1. 1 times 6 equals 6. 2 times 1 equals 2. So we have our numerators now. So 6/12 minus 2/12. So 6 minus 2 equals 4. Now that we have a common denominator, we leave it the same. So we have our answer, 1/2 minus 1/6 equals 4/12. Again, 4/12 is not in lowest terms. That fraction can be reduced. But I keep the reducing fractions to lowest terms. I make that its own live stream. So go on my lives page. Very recently, I did a live stream on reducing fractions to lowest terms. So go to my live stream for that video, and it'll show you how to reduce fractions to lowest terms. Reducing fractions, like I've said, it's its own video. I'm not going to do that in this video here. All right, 9/10 minus 1/4. That is our third example problem. I believe it's our third. I actually got to look back. I don't know if this is our third or fourth. But anyways, this is our next example. So, step 1, we multiply our different denominators to get a common denominator. So 40 is our common denominator. Next, we're going to cross multiply. 9 times 4 equals 36. 10 times 1 equals 10. 36 minus 10 equals 26. So we have our final answer, 9/10 minus 1/4 equals 26/40. Now again, this fraction is not reduced to lowest terms, but if you go to my lives page, I have a video on reducing fractions to lowest terms, and this particular fraction, 26/40, it's actually in that video. I reduce 26/40 to lowest terms in that video. So definitely check that out. All right, next example, next live stream will probably be the final live stream of the video. One third minus 1/12. So step 1, we multiply our two different denominators to get a common denominator. 3 times 12 equals 36. Step 2, we have to multiply each numerator times the opposite denominator. 1 times 12 equals 12. 3 times 1 equals 3. So we have to subtract 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 equals 9. So we have our final answer, 1/3. Well, not our final answer. We have our final unreduced answer. 1/3 minus 1/12 equals 9/36. Now, if you want to see 9/36 reduced to lowest terms, you go onto my lives page. I have a video on reducing fractions to lowest terms, and I actually reduced 9/36 to lowest terms in that video. But for this video, for this live stream, 9/36 is going to be our final answer. Alright, that is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. And if there is an area of math or reading you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments and I will do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off.